your parents broke up and your dad's now moved back to the UK. How old were you when they broke up?
Yeah, that was a pretty full-on year. So my parents separated when I was in my final year of high school. So that was 1998. I was turning 18 that year. And my dad now lives in the UK. So it was kind of, in retrospect, it was pretty full-on because I was just finishing my exams and whatever at the end of year 12, and that was exactly when they broke up.
God, because that's quite old too, because you'd be so used to your parents being together. I wonder if it's easier your parents breaking up when you're younger, so you don't know any different, or a bit older, where you're a bit more mature to handle it.
I think in my case, it was like, you know, parents don't just break up like that, and it's completely unexpected. Or, you know, they weren't happy for a long time, and that's obvious to you as kids. You know that there's arguments and it's just not working out. And in a way, it was just a relief more than anything when they broke up. So it was quite. I mean, it was hard, but it was like, in a way, it's weird. Like, parents were always like, "Oh, stay together for the kids," but then my brother and I were like, "Thank God."
Isn't that funny? I think a lot of them, and I think that's probably a bonus of when you are older, where you just want that yucky environment to end, you know?
I mean, it was hard, but then also Mum needed a lot of support, and I think she needed me to be that bit older to have a bit of support as well. Like, you know, just things like, my brother was still at school, but I just got my license, so just stuff like having someone that could help with stuff that needed doing in the car, just stupid things so she didn't feel like the only kind of responsible adult in the equation.
Totally, yeah.
Yeah, and it brought Mum and I a lot closer, for sure.
Yeah, I think it does, doesn't it? Like, my parents split up when I was 4, and I vividly remember my sister and I sitting on the couch, and they were on the coffee table, and them saying, we're splitting up. And I remember not being able to comprehend, saying, hold hands, and I thought if they held hands, that would keep them together. Oh. But then it didn't. The magic hands didn't work. Yeah. But then growing up with my mum, as you did as well, that bond that you have with your mum is like nothing else. Yeah, and it almost makes it all worth it.
Totally.
She probably wouldn't have had that if they didn't. If they stayed together.
And I mean, it was the hardest time at the time, but in retrospect, it's been the best for both of them. They're both so much happier in their lives now separately, and it's just, you know, they've both become, it just was clear that they weren't good for each other in the end, and now, you know, I don't know.
And I could never imagine my parents together now. I'm like, how did you two ever work together?
I know, it's funny, isn't it?
It's so strange. So do you see your dad very often, with him being back in the UK?
Not as often, really, as we probably should. I mean, he's in the UK, so it's hard. I do see him every few years. One of us travels, like he'll come here, I'll go there, but it's probably once every 3 years. We just talk. Like, Dad's very organised. We have a monthly phone call.
Oh, dude.
And he locks me in because he knows I'm a bit loose. Like, but he like locks in a date and a time, and then at 6 p.m. because of the time difference as well, he likes to lock in the time.
Yeah. It's so inconvenient, people living over there. I've got friends over there too, and they're like, let's Skype. I'm like, no.
I know.
I'm watching the news. I don't have time right now.
It's always, I know. It's always at an annoying time. But yeah, so my partner laughs because it's like the phone rings on the dot of 6 p.m. and that's Dad. Yeah.
At least he's consistent. At least you know you can just save up your convos for that.
I know. Yeah.
For that monthly chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Your mum, you brought your mum to. You spoke at Claire Bowditch's Big Hearted Business conference, and you brought your mum there.
Yes.
What does she, when she sees what you have built for yourself, how do you think she feels about that? Is she openly very proud of you?
Yes, that is an understatement. She's like, she's constantly singing my praises, and you know, she's just like, your mum's like your biggest cheerleader. Like, she's just, I really have to just be like, Mum, I'm right here. Just say that stuff when
you have to do it when you're not there, but then when you're there, what do you do? Yeah. Thanks.
No, but no, she's amazing. She's good. It's just that I think you can't describe the invisible kind of like support of just knowing that they've always got your back, you know, like that. Just, if I had any problem in the world, Mum would just like bend over backwards to support me. And that, I don't think a lot, I forget on a day-to-day level how that helps me, because it helps me make braver decisions day to day, because I know
you've got that support.
Yeah, she's got my back.
Yeah, it's nice, isn't it? Yeah. And I speak to Mum, Sam, my boyfriend, he's like, you guys are out of control, like sometimes 4 to 5 times a day.
What, on the phone?
Yeah. And it'll be a nothing thing. What's this? Like, Mum, I'm thinking you could just Google that. What's the carpet cleaner you use? I'm thinking,
She just wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, no, there's a bit of that going on too. But yeah, she's amazing. She does try and come to when I talk at things or whatever, which has just started happening more so in the last year. So yeah, she's a huge supporter. And she says, I mean, she used to work in advertising, and when I first finished uni, I worked in the film industry.
Yeah.
And so she helped me get a few little jobs working on TV commercials when I very first started, when I was like 22. And I was always like, oh, that's Chrissy's daughter, that's Chrissy's daughter. And Mum's always, she's kind of pretends to be annoyed these days. She's like, oh, the tables have turned now. It's like, oh, you're Lucy's mum.
Lucy's
you know?
mum, yeah.
So
You're not her daughter anymore, other
exactly.
way.
Yeah.